Welcome to this training on the State Code of Ethics. I'm Jane Rhodes with the State Human Resources Division. In this program, you will learn about state law and the Code of Ethics for all public employees in Montana. We'll cover the sections of law most important to you. We'll ask you some questions so you can test your own grasp of the information. We're going to start right at the beginning. Montana's Constitution requires a code of ethics. As you can see here, the language prohibits conflicts between public duty and private interest. People who, as part of their jobs, have access to public resources may not use them for personal gain. After voters approved the Constitution in 1972, the legislature adopted the Code of Ethics in 1977. In 1995, the legislature revised the Code of Ethics. The biggest change handed enforcement to the Commissioner of Political Practices regarding state government. For local governments, complaints go to the county attorney. In state law, the Montana Code Annotated, the Code of Ethics is found under Title II, Chapter 2, Part 1. Now let's look at some of the sections of the Code of Ethics. The headings on these slides give you the section number and general topic from the state code. That way you can look them up in the Montana Code Annotated. This section declares that public employment is a public trust. You'll note the words confidence and integrity. These are the building blocks of public trust. The people we serve deserve to have confidence in our integrity. This section talks about serving the public interest, that you devote your time and effort to the benefit of the public. The rules of conduct here cover confidential information, gifts, and overlapping pay from two public jobs. We'll look at each one of these. Confidential information, you've probably heard that everything in Montana government is open to the public. This isn't true. Montana has very strong right-to-know provisions, but state government also deals with a lot of confidential information. Think of individual health information, professional licensing, and tax records, to name a few. Even many elements of your personnel file are confidential. If your job involves confidential information, it's important that you are aware of statutes, rules, and policies regarding that information. Second, you're bound by this law. Don't turn your knowledge of that confidential information into a private gain for yourself. Regarding gifts, don't accept a gift of substantial value. You'll notice the phrase substantial economic benefit. The law says this includes getting a loan at a low interest rate or getting paid really high for your private services away from your state job. There could be others too. In 2-2-104, there is one more provision. If you're away from your state job to work for another agency in Montana, you can't accept pay for both jobs at the same time. You must reimburse the agency that you were absent from, or have your pay from one agency reduced by the amount paid by the other agency, or you can use accumulated leave or comp time to cover the absence from one agency. You can set the double-dipping situation right by doing one of those actions. By the way, military leave granted by the state for National Guard or Reserve counts as accumulated leave. This section addresses important rules of conduct. Much of it addresses the access you have to state facilities, equipment, and supplies, among other things. You may not use them for private business purposes.